Hello and welcome to On Your Lane. This is a best place for ambitious people who are taking charge of their lives, making an income, making an impact, and living fulfilling lives. How are you doing? Today's topic is how to increase your income. Basically, we're going to talk about how to start a profitable side hustle. Because I realize so many of us are looking for ways to make more money. And I see the craze that comes on the ground when you see that people are saying there's profits in agriculture and you're moving to that. And it's like, okay, no, there's profits in Bitcoin and you're moving to that. And you're like, okay, there's profits in this. And we're just chasing everything. And there was something that came up was a givers community or something like that, where people were giving each other money and they're saying you make a profit. It was just like money coming from nowhere. And people get on with that because people want to make more money. And what I realize is money does not flow to you because you did something magical. Money comes to you because you're using what you carry to bless other people, to help other people. And that means you could be employed, right? You're helping your company do something and they give you money. You could start a business. That means you're solving a problem. Let's say maybe you're solving a problem by creating a product and they give you money or a service or some sort of solution on their computers, whatever it is, and they give you money for it. So money always has to do with you. All right. So if the money has nothing to do with you and your interest, it's usually shady money, unless you're an investor, which is a different story. Because also as an investor, that means your company, the company you're investing in, is solving some problem somewhere. So it's always clear how money works. And so if you want to make more money, it has to be clear how you're going to make that happen. And a great way to do that is to start a side hustle because you might not be able to quit your job if you want to build a business, but maybe you don't want to quit your job, but you could use excess money. So we're going to talk about starting a profitable side hustle because we can all use some extra money. All right, let's do this. The first thing you should do is do a skills inventory. Check what you carry. All right. Do you have some existing skills? Do you have some remarkable hobbies? Do you have some experiences, some expertise, some skills you taught yourself? Whatever you carry is a potential for profit. So let's look in an example. You are working full time as an accountant somewhere, but you are great at baking. That's your hobby. You could decide, you know what, on Fridays I'll be taking orders, and then on the weekends I'll be baking cakes, and that's a business. And then you keep running with it. And you're keeping your parameters clear because you know that because I work full time, I am not going to be taking orders on Tuesdays, or maybe I'll take orders on Wednesdays because I have a freer day normally on Wednesdays, stuff like that. So you are starting with the skills inventory and you're seeing your expertise, hobbies, and whatever, and then you're seeing the potential with that. That's a clear one. But it can be as simple as also, I love babies. So over the weekend, I'll start a business where I say, you can go to weddings and I'll keep your babies for you. So it's like a daycare only for the weekends, right? It's so specific because it's a side hustle. It's not supposed to overtake things, but you're still using your skills and your love for babies, your passion for babies to say, okay, over the weekend from around 10 a.m. to around 5 p.m., I do a babysitting service. Then I teach your kids this and that. You can really spice it up all you want, but it's going to be a profitable side hustle for you because it's starting from within, something that you already have. Let's get a third example of a side hustle you could start. It could be a service. You love IT and you offer IT solutions, but you work full time in an IT company, or you are an IT person in a different company. And in your free time, you make websites. In your free time, you create graphics, whatever it is. You are solving a problem by offering a solution with a talent, a skill, and expertise you have. And that is how you start a profitable side hustle. Now that you have identified your skill, what you want to use, and have given examples on what you can do with that, you have to start small. Start small. You are engaged. This is a side hustle. So start small to validate your idea. So this can be like I gave a great example about the cakes where you say, I only make cakes over the weekend, or I only babysit over the weekends, or I create websites, but my delivery time is a week because you know that you only work after hours, right? So start small. Don't make your side hustle something that overtakes your real hustle because then it causes issues and you will drain the side hustle and even stifle the potential income stream. So start small, keep it clear on the parameters that you're operating in. Don't try to compete with people who are in the cake business full time and you're in there just for a little time and like, I want to have their goals. It's not possible. It's going to stress you out. So focus and keep the parameters clear. In the spirit of getting clear, then you must also be clear on your market, right? If you are attacking the whole market and you want a side hustle, it will be tricky. You need to be as specific as possible because you do not have that time to be testing out the whole market and catering to people of this type and people of that type. So let's say for the cake business, you can say, I make wedding cakes, I make all kinds of cakes. You could actually say, I only make birthday cakes for kids. You see, so that's specific. That means you can sharpen your expertise and then get zoomed in, right? So be very clear on who you're targeting. If you're going to start that babysitting business I talked about, you're saying I'm working with working mothers who have help over the week, but over the weekend I don't have help. So I'm going to target them specifically. It helps you have a clear picture, a clear target, and then you will be able to cater and sharpen your expertise to that specific niche that you have identified. When you don't do that, you'll be everywhere doing everything, and it will just become exhausting for you. The next thing you should do then is develop a system, systemize this. So you should know that on Fridays I get my orders in, or I announce that I want orders. I start advertising that please book your cakes on a Wednesday because most likely people want the cake for the weekend. So on Fridays I compile my orders, and then on maybe Friday night I start baking. Whatever it is, systemize your process so that it's easy on your brain. You don't want to come and start figuring things out from scratch. And that's why it's also important for you to be clear on the market. Because if your market is specific, say brides, for example, then that means you know what brides want and you have a system for brides. But if it's like brides and newlyweds and now you have kids and then you have adults and then bachelorette parties and then you're making cakes for all these different things, you have different needs, it'll be all over the place. And because it's a side hustle, you don't have that kind of energy to be experimenting. When you're clear on your market, you develop a system, and the system helps with efficiency and making sure that your energy is put in the right place. And the last thing you should do is what I usually say: persist and pivot, right? Persist and pivot. As you're doing this side hustle, give it grace to grow and take a life of its own. And then when you see that this is not working for me, this is not as profitable as I want it to be able to turn, all right? And start something else that you're passionate about, or just make adjustments as necessary. The worst thing you can do is be emotionally attached to your side hustle so that you see it sinking you. And because it's a side hustle, it can really sink you because you're already making money elsewhere. And that side hustle can start sucking the money out of your whole life. You don't want that. So don't become too emotionally attached that you're like, it has to work. No. If you set out to be making cakes and you're being exhausted, it's not working, change it. You could actually say, okay, maybe I could hire somebody who makes the actual cake and just decorate. Or whatever it is, you will find a way if you're open to it. So be real with your experience, pivot as necessary, and keep going. So side hustles are a great way for you to utilize gifts and passions that you already have and monetize them. It can be easily a passive income. It can be something that you enjoy, keeps you alive, but also adds some money to you. Amazing. It can be an amazing opportunity. So you must do the first step. Please do the first step where you analyze your skills. Don't let your side hustle be something you know totally, absolutely nothing about. And you're like, oh, people saying weaves are in, so I'll start a weaves business. Oh, people saying bowls are in, so I'll start buying bowls from China and selling. No, have some connection to it, have some expertise, skill, or hobby attached to it. Then it becomes something you enjoy so that it doesn't stress you in your free time and then sucks the life out of your life. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know ideas of side hustles that you have in the comments, or ask me any questions and I can suggest side hustles that you can explore, because I have a million of ideas that you could explore and make money from. If it was helpful for you, I appreciate a comment, a like, a subscribe so that we can keep growing together. I'm here every Tuesday with a video, and on Thursdays, I also show up on the podcast. Details are in the description. And if you want to focus on your skills and develop some of the gifts that you have, go into the description box and find the zone of success that will help you uncover the innate gifts that you have, God given, that you can utilize to create more side hustles and create more income for you. And if you want to get deeper, you want more than just income, you want wealth, then go to the Circle of Greatness. That's a whole big program that will support you knowing your purpose and building the wealth and the legacy that you desire. I loved having you. You love being here? Then see you next week, all right? Talk to you later.